Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome to our next video from our course on how to create amazing webinars. Okay, in this short video, I want to give you guys 7 tips for creating high quality webinars. These are things that you can apply in order to have a better quality for your webinar. Okay, a better engagement, a better engagement with your audience. Okay, a higher impact for your message to your audience, a better sales pitch if you are having a sales pitch for your webinar. So these are things that are applicable in general for your webinars in order for them to be to have a bigger quality, a higher quality. Okay. So let's dive into these actual 7 tips that I've written here for you, so you can apply them for your webinars. The first one would be to keep your audience interested in and interact with your following before the webinar. What does that mean? Well, if you probably have if you are holding a webinar, obviously you already have an audience, okay, or a following, or you are building one. So there are different methods to do that. Okay, maybe you are having an email list, okay, of your customers, of your audience. Maybe you have a big social following on Facebook or YouTube, okay, or Instagram, or whatever other type of platform you are using. You want exactly before the webinar, you want to interact with them, okay, to remember them things that they will learn in the webinar, to remember them about the webinar, okay, to practically throw them some golden nuggets out of your webinar, things that they will learn there. For example, if you have a big social following on Facebook, you have a very popular Facebook page, it would be a good idea maybe to write them an article, okay, or a post about something that is related to your webinar, okay, and interact with them. And with a couple of days before the webinar, start to remind them that you will have a webinar. Okay, so this is an example, but for example, if you are on YouTube and have a social following on YouTube, you can create videos about things that they will learn in the webinar. Okay, some very even more unspecific tips about what they will learn there than the things that they will learn in the webinar. Okay. Then the second tip would be to prepare an awesome presentation. You can use for that PowerPoint, or you can use even Prezi.com. If you probably have used Prezi.com before, you saw there that they have some amazing templates, okay, some very nice and cool stuff that you can do with Prezi, but you can also do them with PowerPoint. Whichever you choose, you can practically create an amazing job, an amazing presentation. The idea is to practically use the same colors in your presentation, okay, to make them interactive. Obviously, the reason for which you can you can choose between Prezi or PowerPoint is the fact that you will do share screening, okay, when you will have your webinar. So either if you use PowerPoint or Prezi, you can use the share screen function, so you can even tell them, you can show them a presentation in PDF if you want to, but it's not the case. Okay, so it's very important the presentation to have different types of media, okay, images, animations, okay, to have the same colors everywhere, okay, to give them a sense of unity, okay, and to be like a easy walkthrough. Okay, so that's a very good idea, okay, and make it interactive. Now, the third tip would be to have an awesome host or speaker on your webinar. So if you are not the host of the webinar, or maybe you are just the host of the webinar or the speaker, you should try to use for your webinar someone that it's interactive, okay, that engages with people, that it's likable, because otherwise people will get off your webinar or will fall asleep, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so you need to have an awesome host or speaker on board. You can invite somebody that is an expert in your field. You can have somebody like a co-speaker or a co-host. Okay, you can think about a couple of solutions like that. Okay, the fourth tip would be to use different types of media. So don't settle just for images, okay, or just for text. Use video, use slides, use screen sharing, in the idea that you are practically showing some practical steps to your audience. Okay, maybe you want to show them how to create a Facebook ad campaign or something like that. Okay, you practically do that live. Okay, you enter on your Facebook page, you set up a Facebook campaign and things like that. You need to use different types of media to make it more interactive and engaging for people. Okay, Now, the fifth tip would be to perform good sound and video checks before the webinar. So just before starting the webinar, you need to be sure that the sound quality is very good. Okay, you don't have any interruptions, and also that video is streamed well. Okay, so you won't have any problems, because if you will have problems when you want to start the webinar, you will lose a lot of your audience that will get off the webinar. Okay, so you need to be prepared. Okay, good preparation makes it even a better webinar. Okay, the sixth tip would be to find a good quiet spot from which you have the webinar. For example, a very good room where you can talk to, where nobody will disturb you. Okay, that would be a very good idea. Somewhere where the sound it's very it doesn't have echo or things like that. Okay, but the most important thing is not for other people to interrupt you or to disturb you, or someone to pass behind your back and his phone to start ringing. Okay, things like that. So you need to find a good quiet spot. Now, the seventh tip that I would give you, and this is not something that has necessarily anything to do with the quality of the webinar, but more with what you can do with the webinar after you finish it, is to record your webinar. Why? Because after you have maybe your first webinar, either if it will be very good or very bad, you can watch it again, analyze it, know where you can make improvements. And if it's a very good webinar, maybe it's a sales webinar and it has a high conversion rate, if you have recorded it, you can reuse it. Okay, the replay, you can practically have a webinar on autopilot, okay, on the replay. So it's very good to have a recorded webinar. Now, this would be all the tips that I would give to you today in this video. Guys, I thank you very much for your attention. I am sure that if you apply them, you will have a more qualitative webinar and a more high converting webinar. Thank you again for your attention. Sorin here. Till next time, bye bye and good luck. Hello guys, Sorin here. In this short video I wanted to show you an example of a one-page webinar that I have created for myself and I have used for myself. As you can see here in my browser, if you have a look at the address, it's my own domain, okay, here, and I've created a special one-page website like for this webinar. Okay, the interesting part about this is how I've created this page, because I didn't use wix.com, which I've showed you how to use in a different video. But as you can see, this looks very good. Here you can see that the Google Hangout logo is here. Okay, this was practically live streamed from Google Hangout. The webinar was called The 3 Ways of Earning Passive Income from Online Courses. So this is how the page was structured. What is very nice is that I've included here a button for a promotion that I ran at the end of the webinar. Also, I've just added this Facebook comment tab here, so you guys can see how it would look like on a one-page webinar. And here in the right part of the screen, if you have a closer look, you can see that I have added also a different plugin to chat, okay, to chat with the people from the webinar, okay, with my audience. So this was like a plugin that I have added directly into the HTML source code of this page, okay, of webinar6.html. And this is a plugin that you can find on the web. It's for free. It's very easy. You just copy paste the code in your one-page webinar page and it will appear like this to you in the right part of the page. Okay, the name of the plugin is Chatwe and it's actually very nice. Now, how was I able to create this very simple page that has this chat box, okay, this button for my offer and everything else? Well, actually I have used my GetResponse account. For those of you who don't know, GetResponse, it's an email marketing service. Okay, it has prices. You have a 40-day trial if you want to use it. In my opinion, it's much better for marketers than maybe MailChimp or other type of services, because You have landing page builders, you have very nice templates that you can use in different purposes, you have very nice registration forms and so on. So you have a lot of possibilities. Also in the price, for example, mine right now, it's $15 per month, okay, which actually, and it lets me have up to 1,000 subscribers, and I have access to all the features that it has to offer. Okay, what is nice is that in this price you have included the autoresponder function, which is necessary if you want to promote your webinar in a more professional manner. Okay, you need to create those reminders in an autoresponder sequence, so you don't have to send them each day to the same people again and again to create different newsletters. You create your email sequence once, your autoresponder, you put it in place, and every time someone will subscribe on the list that they want to participate to the webinar, they will get automatically those emails that you have created, those reminders. Okay, if you have seen in MailChimp, in the free version, you don't have access at the autoresponder. You have to create every single day a new email to send to people that have subscribed or have registered for your webinar. So this is actually very nice that you have this possibility with GetResponse. Now, what I have used to create that page that you have seen earlier, let me just log into my account and I'll show you. Okay, now we are into my GetResponse dashboard. And if you will go here in the upper menu, you have a section with messages, okay, create newsletters, or you have a landing page builder. Practically, I've done something very, very simple. I went to the landing page builder. Okay, you can go either to the messages section or to the landing page builder. If I will press this button restore, I think it will show exactly my builder, my page for the webinar. Let's have a look. Okay, no, this was my registration form for that webinar. Okay, I've created this with GetResponse. You have different templates. It's actually very, very easy to use. Let me go back. Okay, so if you want to build a page directly here, how can you, after that, how can you practically export the page from here to your own domain? It's very, very simple. Okay. So for example, you go to the create newsletter section, you press the new email creator. Okay, you just type in a name, it doesn't matter, a subject. Okay, you press next step, and here you will see that you have different templates. Okay, from which you can choose. Let's take the first one. Okay, this is just for the sake of the example. It's actually very, very simple. And as you can see here, all these blocks are editable. Okay, all these blocks that you see here. So you can edit practically all these blocks here. Okay, put a name, make it look however you want. Okay, like the title of the webinar or something like that. Okay, after that, maybe you want to delete this part, or maybe you want to replace it. It doesn't matter. Okay, you want to leave this button. Maybe you want to add, for example, a PayPal button right here to an offer. Okay, you are selling something at the end of the webinar. You can type this off. And for example, in this part here, you may want to enter your practically your frame for the webinar. Okay, your Google Hangouts frame. What you can do right now is, let me just have a look at this. Okay, you can bring this text here, for example. Okay, and here, instead of this text, you will have your frame for the webinar. So you will have your window with the live webinar. So what you can do here? First of all, you go to the HTML editor. You see here in this part of the screen, you have the HTML editor. You press yes, continue, and your embedment code from Hangouts or from YouTube, you will go and copy paste it. I think I went to the wrong block. Just a second, guys. Okay. Title of the webinar. Okay, download now. So you will go and copy, okay, your text, your embedment code somewhere here, okay. Practically you will use as let's say like a checkpoint, or so you can figure out where exactly to put the code. You just look here after this text, okay. I don't know why it's not showing to us here, but in a normal case it should appear to you. And instead of that text, you copy here in the HTML version your frame of the webinar. What you do after that, it's very simple. You just copy paste this. You go to your domain name, okay, where you have your hosting. You create a page on your domain, maybe webinar.html. You edit that HTML, you press edit on it, and you paste this code that you have copied from here there. And after that, you will see exactly the page that you have created here with the webinar framed and everything on that page if you will enter on it. For example, as you have seen my domain, it's therealdeal.ro/webinar6.html, okay? And that's how I've created this page on my domain here, okay? I've pressed edit on this page. I've passed the code from GetResponse on my page. I saved it. And after that, when I enter on the domain, the page appears. Okay. What I have integrated more on this page that is different from GetResponse, I have practically copy pasted also the code of Chatwee, this plugin for chatting. Okay. But you can find this plugin if you want to install it on Google. So it's actually very simple. Now, another way to do this is to use the builder, okay, the landing page builder of GetResponse. So you go to GetResponse, you go to landing pages, create new, and you will have different type of landing pages here, okay guys, different types. So for example, you select a sales page, okay, something that looks very nice. Let me choose one just as an example for you guys. I don't like these ones. Webinar pages. Okay, for example, we can use actually this template that you have seen me using as a registration form, okay, with slides modifications. But what you can do right now is, for example, you have this template, you delete this button here, and what you can do is put this video here, okay. This is practically a YouTube video, okay. Make it as big as you want to, okay. If you double click on it here, you put your embedment code for YouTube, and that's it, guys. After that is the same thing, but you don't have the menu here in the lower part. You have here the menu in the upper part, the HTML editor. Obviously, you will edit everything on this page. You add whatever you want. As you can see, you already have a button. You can edit this one with your special offer, give them details and so on. Then you press on the HTML editor. You press yes, continue, and you have your code. You just copy the code, paste it on the page on your domain, and voila, you have your one-page webinar. So that's how I've created this page, guys. As you can see, it's very simple. So if you have access to a email marketing service like GetResponse, it will be much easier. What is very nice at GetResponse, as I've told you before, and I will show you this very quickly, is the fact that you can create also, and this will be useful for you when you are preparing your webinar or a list or something like that. It's the fact that you can create an autoresponder sequence, okay. So maybe in GetResponse, your email lists or your registration forms for different campaigns are named as campaigns. As you can see, I have different types of campaigns here. For example, for my webinar, I've used free webinar teaching. Okay, you will create a new campaign, for example, and after you have created the new campaign, that's where your new subscribers for the webinar, for example, they will be subscribed in that certain campaign here. Okay, what you can do is go and create an autoresponder that will be time-based. On the first day after somebody subscribes, gets a response. You choose the message, create a new email here. Okay, you give it a name, autoresponder name, my webinar, for example. Okay, you create a new email, you give it a message, my webinar 1, the subject, webinar confirmation. I'm just giving you example, guys. You obviously you will have your own you'll have your own messages and stuff like that. Maybe you want to start it from scratch. Okay, I won't go into many details with these guys, because I just want to show you the principle, because this means that you have to take on get response. Okay, you just type in your email, whatever you want to send to guys that have subscribed to your webinar. You have your first message, as you can see here, the create autoresponder on day 1. Okay, my webinar, save and publish. Don't send the message. Okay, and as you can see, you have 2 different types of autoresponders because we have selected the same campaign. But in order to manage your autoresponders, you click on this button here and you go, for example, show autoresponder for your campaign. I want for this campaign. Okay, and I deselect this one, and as you can see, I only have a confirmation email that it's sent out to everybody that subscribes to that list. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, so if anyone subscribes to my list that I have created as a registration form for my webinar, they will automatically get this email from me. Okay, I don't send it, it's sent automatically to them. That's the power of autoresponder. Then in the second day, because this is day 0 when they subscribe, in the second day I can add a different message. Then in the second day, in the third, and so on till the date of the webinar. Okay, it depends on me how many I want to add. I can add even 33 if I want. Okay, automatic messages. This can be very useful, guys. That's why I've also wanted to show you guys this. Okay, now guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you had a better insight and overview of how to use this technique and all these builders, okay, drag and drop builders and email services to create your own one-page webinar, and also to create okay, a proper let's say a proper setup for your webinar, how to create your reminders, okay, your autoresponders, your email list, and so on for your webinar. Now guys, thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to see you in our next videos. Bye bye till then, good luck. Sorin here. Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome back to our next lecture from this course. We have talked about before using webinars for our businesses. We have talked about the fact that there are 2 types of webinars that we can use. There are webinars that we can use to educate our market, our audience, to send them information, to offer them value. And also there are webinars that we can use to sell our product, business opportunity. For example, if it's a network marketing business opportunity or an MLM opportunity or a new service that we are offering as a company, or a different program or a coaching program or training or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Whenever it's about selling something, there are a few steps and phases that a webinar should have. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this lecture, in this short video, how to use a webinar, how to structure a webinar in order to convert your audience, your viewers, into actual buyers, because that's what we actually want at the end of the webinar, right? So there are a few phases, and the first thing that you should do into your webinar when you create, for example, your PowerPoint presentation that you will expose into your webinar. First of all, you will talk about the main idea of the webinar, maybe the first or 2 slides, okay, main idea, the title, and something like that. And then you should introduce yourself, okay? Why should people know you? They need to relate to you better, right? So you should introduce yourself, okay? Talk a little bit about yourself, about your achievements and your results, and why should people listen to you. Be very careful at this. Why should people listen to you on the matter of this webinar, on the subject that you are discussing into your webinar? You need to show them results, you need to show them achievement, so that you can position yourself as an expert in front of them, and practically they will be able after that to trust you as an expert, as someone that knows what he's talking about into the matter and subject of the webinar or what you are selling. After that, maybe for a couple of slides, you should talk about the principal subject of the webinar. Okay, why is this industry so good? For example, if you are talking about video marketing, right? Which are the benefits of video marketing? Which are the advantages? What is happening in the world with video marketing right now? What can you do with video marketing right now? That means, what can they do, your audience, with video marketing right now, right? And you should talk a little bit about that, right? A couple of slides, point out the benefits that they can get from using video marketing. After that, you will get to the point where you need to talk about the problem, right? The problem of something that you encountered in using, for example, video marketing in your business. And you should talk about maybe 2-3 problems, okay, or a main problem. And after that, you should talk about maybe you should talk about that a couple for 2 or 3 slides, and after that talk about the solution. Which is the solution that you find? What are the things that you need to do? Okay, which are the tips that you are personally offering to solve that problem? They will appreciate that because you are offering value and you are teaching them how to properly use a tool, maybe video marketing in this example that we just used. Okay, how to use video marketing, a couple of tips, 3 tips, 5 tips to how to use it better, how to have maximum efficiency from it, right? And people will appreciate that because you will practically educate them. After that, okay, you will also point out like a problem, okay, or a way that you have discovered to work even faster for the tips that you have offered. Okay, for example, I've personally held a webinar for a friend who was launching a video marketing software, and the structure of that's why I gave you this example, because it just came out of my head right now because I did it, right? So after we have talked about the tips, we have pointed out a solution that we have found out to automate this whole process, to save time and money, right? We have we gave the audience the tips, what they can do to solve those problems, but we have found even a faster way that save us money and time to solve them, okay, the software that we were launching. So we have exposed them this solution that we have found, okay, and after that we have did this in a couple of slides. We have pointed out the benefits, okay, you are saving time, you are saving money, the software does this, does that, okay, and it will solve you all these major problems of video marketing we have talked about. And at the end of these slides, okay, after exposing them the benefits, we have made them an offer, a special offer. Okay, this is a sales technique that is very used. Okay, you need to offer something to people that they cannot refuse. Okay, to make them an offer. So we have made them an offer. It was the launching of the software. Okay, it was launch period, and we have offered them a 50% discount. Okay, if they bought the software in the webinar, okay, directly from the webinar, we have offered them a 50% discount, right? Also, we had a different promotion for every sale that was made. Okay, the price was increasing with $1 for every copy of the software that was made, right? So you can use that into your business, right? You need to create some scarcity at the end. Okay, you were here, you listened to me, you paid attention, okay, I will give you a bonus for doing that. Okay, you have a special offer from me because you are here and you took time from your personal time, okay, to listen to me, to see what I have to say, and for that you can have my special offer. Okay, you deserve it because you have invested time in this, you have invested time and attention into this webinar, so you deserve this offer. After that, obviously, you need to close the offer. I've seen many people Many people not applying this right, okay, they are not closing their offers, and people, their audience might get angry with that. From our experience with that webinar, from 70 people that were on the webinar, but be very careful because the webinar was promoted to a buyers list, okay, people who already bought a product from this friend of mine. So from promoting this webinar, okay, and holding this webinar this way, we got like from 70 people that were on the webinar, 20 bought the product, okay. Also some of them bought some upsells, some downsells, okay, in the sales funnels of the product, but 20, that's more than 40% conversion rate. 20 of them bought the product, which is actually a very good conversion rate. There are people that are even going up to 50% conversion rates into webinars, so they can be very, very effective. Now it depends on how on the audience that you have, okay, that you are promoting to your webinar, and also the way it's structured. Another thing, at the end of the webinar, have 10 minutes, okay, not more, maximum 10 minutes, question and answer section for your audience, so that they can answer, so that they can tell you the questions that they have related to what you're selling, and you can answer to them. They will see that you are very transparent with them, okay, that you are there to help them, okay, to offer them the answers and the solutions that they will need. This will help you very much, okay, and for sure a couple of the people that have questions and that will get answers from you will also become your buyers. So this is a way to go with your webinars, okay. Maybe a little bit about your main idea in the beginning, then present yourself, then talk about the benefits of the industry, about problems that you have personally encountered, how you solve them, which is the best solution that you found that can help them even more, okay, than the tips that you gave. Present them the benefits of this solution, okay, make them an offer that is very, very good for them because they have been attentive to you and they have followed your webinar, and then have a question and answer section in which you clarify all the questions that they have. And that's it. That's how your webinar should end, and that is how you can sell a product, service, business opportunity, coaching program, training, or whatever through your webinar. So guys, I hope this was very helpful for you. As I've told you before, this worked for us very, very well, and I think it can work for you as well. Thank you for your attention. Sorin here, and I will see you in our next lectures. Bye bye for now. Sorin here again.
Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome back to our next video from our course on how to create amazing webinars for free. I've told you in the past video that we will talk more about this technique of creating your own free webinar page, okay, using everything for free, obviously, because as we have talked already in the beginning, when you are starting something, you need to invest your money in the things that bring the most value to your business, okay. Now I call this the 8 steps technique, okay, for creating free amazing webinars. And let's start with the first step. The first step is to create a Google account. As you have seen, we are using the Google Hangouts tool, okay, to practically create this free webinar page. So first of all, you need to create a Google account or log into your actual account if you have one. If you already have a Google account, you probably know already that you also have a YouTube account. You also have access to Google Drive and everything that Google actually has, all the apps that Google has at our disposal for using, okay. Then you need to create an account on a free website builder, and an example for that it's Wix.com, and I will show you exactly in a future video how to use that. Then you need to enter into your Google Hangouts account, okay. You just type in Google Hangouts on Google while already being logged into your account. The Google Hangouts will appear. You enter Google Hangouts and you schedule a Google Live Hangout. So not a normal Google Hangout. You need to schedule a Google Live Hangout, okay? Then you copy. You will see that you have some distribution links there, okay? Or share the Google Hangout, and you will have more options. Throughout these options, you will also have a YouTube link or an embedment code for your Hangout. enter. After that, the step number 5 is to enter on your Wix website, okay, page that you have created. You insert the YouTube code video or embedment code for your Google Live Hangout there on your page, wherever you want the video to appear, okay, the actual webinar to appear on the page. You can add different plugins there, like a chat box or like Facebook comments to that page if you want to, and I will show you an example for that. Then you can create a free email marketing service account. Actually, if you want to have the whole package with registration forms, landing page, reminders for your webinar, you need to create a free email marketing service. You can use MailChimp, okay, in that purpose. And after you create this email marketing account at MailChimp, for example, you can create a registration form for your webinar, and you can set up an autoresponder sequence or emails to send to the people that register to participate at your webinar. Okay, and that's about it. This is the 8 steps technique. So I think it's pretty simple. Till now, I think you understand the concept, but you actually need to see it in practice, and that's what we will do in our next video, guys. Now, some recommendations before going on with the examples and before showing you exactly how to use this technique. Some recommendation: use this technique when you are just starting out to save money and bootstrap. So if you are already at a level where you can afford to spend like $80 per month, okay, to use GoToMeeting or ClickWebinar or anything like that, any service like that, spend the money on that, okay, because it's more professional. You can make it look very professional, okay. You can use this method also to have a very professional presence, but probably in order to do that you will need some some freelancers, some designers, okay, to create special pages for you, to integrate Google Hangouts with different apps and other things like that that you don't know, okay, but a professional developer knows or a designer knows, and you will still need to spend money on that. So it's much easier for you to go to Click2Webinar or to go to GoToWebinar or Webinar Jam or other platforms if you have the money for that, okay. So obviously, even if you do it, okay, even if you make it look professional, you won't still have some of all the features that paid platform has, okay. Now, you can save up with this method. You can save up to over $1,000 per year if you make the calculations, okay. As you have seen from the prices comparison, I've shown you a comparison based on 100 attendees. Probably if you go from over 200 or 500, the prices will go up much more, and you will end up maybe paying even $2,000, $3,000 or even $4,000 per year. With this method, you actually end up paying nothing, okay. You just take some of your time in the beginning to design everything, and then it works for itself, okay. So these are my recommendations. Now guys, thank you very much for your attention, and in the next videos I will show you exactly how to set up this technique from the beginning to the end, okay. Thank you very much for your attention again. Bye bye for now. Sorin here.